Baby, you a masterpiece. God took his time on you. Always on my mind, but I'd rather have my mind on you. Beauty is defined on you, perfectly designed on you. If you see your flaws, let this play and roll on.
What's up, you guys? It's your girl, the ShortSide, and I'm back with another video for you today. If you are new here, I am Brigitte. I create content that inspires women to do better, be better, and look fabulous, baby, while doing so, okay? I have never actually formally told you guys this, so let me tell y'all a secret. It ain't even a secret, baby. So if you were watching my videos when I first got consistent on YouTube, you did see that I was in a relationship. I had a boyfriend and we are no longer together. We have been not together for about 8 months now. And I know I didn't share it with you guys, but I just didn't really feel like I was in a space to really share with you guys. Not because I was in like so much distress, but because it was just something that I kind of wanted to go through privately and not have social media and online people all up in my grill. But I can say now that I have done a lot of work. I have done a lot of the work that one typically does when they find themselves newly single, and I want to share with you some things that I am learning or have learned while in my single season. Now, I will say to you guys that I am trusting God to bring me a husband. Let's start there. I'm trusting God to bring me a husband. However, I do know that there is work that you have to do before you get there. God will bring you a husband and you'll mess it up because you got your own trauma that you ain't dealt with. You got, you know, trauma from your childhood you ain't dealt with. You just got all this trauma and all these issues and all these personal things that you have not dealt with. And you could very easily or very well run that person the way that God has sent. So I will truly say that I am very grateful for the time that I have spent single and by myself, and I just want to share with you guys what I've learned. I'll be honest with y'all, I usually have very detailed notes when filming my videos, but today I'm really kind of going off the dome right now. So this video may be a very vulnerable heart-to-heart type video. So let's just get into it. So one thing that I have really been able to appreciate about my single season is that I am able to do what I want when I want to do it. I don't have to ask for permission from anybody to do anything that I want to do. And I feel like when you're in a relationship, like, not that you have to ask permission because that ain't your husband, unless he is your husband. Now, I'm talking to the single girls or the girls with boyfriends, okay? I'm not talking to women with husbands. So don't even quote me on that. But when you're in a relationship, you don't have to ask for permission to do anything. Nathaniel. I think what I'm trying to say is, like, just always having to let somebody know. Always having to, like, have somebody in the know about what you're doing so that they know your whereabouts, and, like, people knowing what you're doing and where you're going. I don't have to do any of that. Like, I just go. I just do. I don't have to check in. Look, ain't nobody waiting for me at home. I'm chilling. I'm good. So I think that's something that I've really been able to appreciate. Just not having to check in with nobody, not having to, you know, give somebody the play-by-play about my whereabouts. It's been really, really nice to be able to just kind of have that freedom. I've also been able to really spend a lot of time with just myself. I've taken myself out on so many solo dates, y'all. If I don't do nothing, I'm gonna take myself out to eat. I've been on picnics. I've been to a museum. You know, I just sit in the house. I'll just sit outside. Like, I've been spending so much time with myself. And in my reflection, I really feel like I've allowed myself to feel all of the feelings that I felt from my last relationship, and to talk to God about it, and to talk to friends about it if I found that necessary, and, you know, really work on my healing from that. And I think for a long time I didn't realize how much healing I was going to have to do. Like, before we had even broken up, I was already really disconnected. I had already kind of like removed myself from the relationship emotionally, and I was just physically there. So it wasn't like I was like boohoo crying and like staying up all night all heartbroken and stuff. It really wasn't that. It was just like, dang, I really let that slide. Dang, I really let him say that to me. Dang, I really ain't stand 10 toes in who I was as a woman. And I think, like, when you have those revelations as a newly single person or as someone who is healing, you kind of be a little mad. Like, I feel like I was really angry, not for the last 8 months, but for the first 3, I was angry. I was mad. I just couldn't believe I let some of the things happen that I let happen. I couldn't believe I stood for some of the stuff that I stood for. And it took me a long time to even extend myself that grace to know, like, you did the best that you could within that time. So, like, if you are just now going through a breakup, or if you are just now entering your single season, or if you think about breaking up with your man, girl, or partner, or whatever, like, understand that you did the best that you could with what you knew at the time. And I think that that has really helped me to extend myself the grace to really work through the breakup and heal properly. And I don't even say all that to say that, like, I'm healed completely. I feel like there's only so much healing that you can do for yourself before God brings you a spouse. And I think that when that person comes around, depending on your situation, I can't speak on everyone, I feel like that person will bring out a whole nother can of worms, a whole nother can of trauma that you thought that you was moved past, or that you didn't even realize that you had. I think during my single season, I was able to recognize parts of myself that I really need to work on. I learned that I was very passive aggressive in my approach with things. I learned that if I wasn't passive aggressive with my approach, I feel like I was a little aggressive. Like, you know, as women, you kind of got to be a little feminine. You got to let men think that stuff is their idea. And nah, it was my idea. Like, nah, that was me. Coming off of my high horse and not being so prideful in some of the things that I did are ways in which I have read myself. And I think that there are many ways that I've probably read myself that I can't really quite think of right now, but I have really taken the time to really hold myself accountable for what I could have done better in a relationship. I won't say in that particular relationship, but what I could do better in my next relationship, and what I could be cognizant of, like being more gentle, making sure God is the absolute center. Like, for real, like, I don't think that I think that moving forward, my partner has to be a man of God. Like, and I know that, and there is a difference between a Christian man and a man of God, you know, because I always have dated Christian men, but a man who really is devoted to God, a man that really loves God, a man that follows God and seeks God, that is the man that I want. Because how I am with my faith, and because God is the center of my life and God is the center of his life, God will automatically be the center of our life. And that takes you far beyond belief, for real. So yeah, during my single season, I'm still single, but maybe not for long. I don't know. So yeah, I have really tapped in with God a lot, and I feel like, you know, sometimes we as women need to get tore down. We need to get broke down for God to really build us back up. I will never forget the day that we broke up. Like, in my mind, I was really silent. I didn't say anything, but when I actually did take the time to turn on a gospel song and try to like talk to God in that moment, I clearly heard God say, "Are you ready to stop playing?" And that right there shook me, because I was like, yeah, I definitely am. I don't want you to think that my healing and like everything that, you know, I've been through and like my time with myself has been easy. You know, it's definitely been an interesting 8 months, to say the least. But what I can also say is, after doing this work that I have done, and I know that I have a lot more work to do, I'm not saying that, you know, my work is done, I feel amazing. I love myself so much more. I respect myself so much more. I respect my boundaries. Even with dating, like, I'm looking for a man that's very intentional, and I feel like men kind of show you who they are within the first couple of interactions with you. If you show me something that I'm not really feeling or that I don't like, I drop it and I move on, which is something that I was never able to do in my past. I feel like us as women sometimes end up chasing men who have already, in little to no words, said that they didn't want us. And I've just gotten out of that. I've truly found peace and happiness and joy in being single right now. I'm really enjoying it because in the Bible, Paul says to enjoy this single season. Because when you get married or when you have a husband, you are going to have to ask that man permission to do everything because you're married. He's going to have to ask you for permission to do stuff. It's a two-way street. Like, it is literally a team. So like right now, I'm enjoying not having a teammate. I'm just going to be honest. I'm enjoying, you know, just doing whatever God has called me to do right now. And in my mind, how I feel like it's gonna work, because you can make your own plans, but God gonna make that plan for you, and it's gonna be his plan at the end of the day. But I feel like whatever path I am on right now is what I am doing, and I am headed in that direction. My husband, whoever he is on his path and is going in his direction, and we're gonna be able to meet in the middle, and our lives are gonna be able to harmonize together, because at the end of the day, we'll be able to figure that out. What did the work look like for me? It just looked like being silent. It looked like opening my Bible. It looked like journaling. It looked like actually getting consistent with working out. It looked like watching what I was putting in my body. It looked like creating boundaries and standing 10 toes in those boundaries with yourself, with your family, with your friends, in dating. Because I'm not gonna lie, I went on like a date or two, but you know, they just wasn't giving what they was supposed to give, and I easily cut them off and didn't look back, and it wasn't a problem for me. It just looks like focusing on yourself. Like, I know that there are a lot of girls on TikTok and YouTube, you know, really talking about the healing journey, and I think that all of the TikToks that came across my FYP are so relatable. You know, even just learning stuff about yourself and being able to relate with other women who went through the same things, who felt like they dealt with BS in the past and are now only looking for what is absolutely best for them. I think that it is an amazing thing, and I am really, really blessed and really, really grateful to be in the place, in the headspace that I am in today. Because to be honest, 8 months ago, I didn't feel anything. It was almost like I was numb, and I had to figure myself out all over again, which has been such a beautiful thing. I don't want to ramble too much, guys. Like, I just wanted to share with you guys what my single season has been like, things that I've learned, things that I'm looking forward to. I am looking forward to finding myself even more. I'm looking forward to meeting my husband. I'm looking forward to a healthy, God-filled relationship, a kingdom marriage. I'm looking forward to personal growth within myself, so that I can then grow with the person that God has called me to be with. And I am totally okay with where I'm at in life right now. Sometimes I do get weary. Sometimes I do get doubtful. Sometimes I'm like, man, I'm lonely. Man, I gotta sleep by myself tonight. Man, I wish I was on a date right now. Man, like, you know, I feel those feelings even now today. Like, it's a nice day outside. I would love to go out and kick it with a young man. Man. But I do understand that whoever God has for me is that dude. He that dude, period. I don't know how much of like my relationship journey I'm gonna share with you guys. You know, I like to keep things kind of pretty private, but I will say, if I pop up with a man, if I pop up with a ring on my finger, don't be surprised. And also know that I prayed for it and I worked for it, and that's on period. Okay, so thank you guys for tuning in to my video. I really hope it was helpful to somebody out there. I really hope I didn't ramble too much. If you watch this video and you feel like your homegirl could use this motivation, send it on her way. Also, if you haven't downloaded my self-care ebook, what are you doing? I made my self-care ebook throughout my healing journey, so I feel like it is very helpful to women who want to take their self-care seriously, or want to tap in with God more, or wants to give themselves a little bit extra of that self-love that we all so desire. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at the ShortSide for more cool content, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.